And I thought I'd come on, stretch my fingers. Just give a general hello for one of the most mundane, absolutely normal, uneventful days, which is a good thing. At least where I am. The rest of the world's probably not doing so great, but where I live is okay. And it'll have to be because there's nothing I can do about it. Hi, Breezy Beach, welcome. Yeah, it's, well, 1:39 here where I am in southern New Hampshire. 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Rained yesterday all day. Very wintry. If you live in Florida, of course. Sprayed the death out of the sky yesterday. It was quite a thing to see. Yeah, it's moving on. Normally, I get out of work around 3 to 4. But this time of year, it gets a little weird, and of course, depending on the size of the job. So this is sort of a celebration because just lately I've been working quite a bit. Nothing that would make anyone cry, but I have shed a few artistic tears because I don't have the time I used to have. But that's okay. Because there's right now, and I do have the time. And I thought I'd try to slide in before the Waffle House got itself together. Because I do enjoy going there and making myself present and contributing. Sometimes it's better if you don't say anything. But I'm pretty good at that. And when I do speak, I try not to be upsetting. And I find if I speak less, when I do speak, I can control what I say. and try to keep it positive, uplifting, accurate, because literally I know nothing. I used to know something. But that was back in the day when I knew something. All emotions are good. And I try not to hold back when I have an actual problem and I'd like to voice it. But on the other hand, you have to train yourself to be able to speak in positives. It's not where the whole world is now drowning in negativity, and it can't help it because it's so alluring. It's the doom. And so I try to catch myself and find a clever way to bring it a little higher. I mean, I celebrate sadness for people and joy and anger and all the emotions, all the scents. But I try to encourage people to lift people up. Go out of your way to say something nice to somebody. Because I always forget to, so it's... Not always, of course. But many times. So it's a reminder to me too. And that's why Dave's Waffle House is good too, because it's pretty much a positive experience. Which is sort of the nonsense thing. Believing that you know something more than another person is a pretty bold claim. And so you can keep people down if they believe you. Keep them downtrodden, sad, incompetent, impotent. Like today I see that there's a foreigner in America begging for money from our government for war. And it's all too easy to get distracted by people who've come to loop you into war. To become politicized. Oh, Mr. Waffle Waffle. Waffle Waffle. So remember, believe nothing that you hear and half of what you see. And I'm sure I just mutilated that saying because it doesn't matter. As long as you are satisfied by your life, you're halfway to hitting a home run. Lurking in the shadows, But I'm struck by the idea that a lot of people's discomfort and suffering just comes because they haven't accepted that we really have nothing. You have nothing. You have your body, your being, and the relationships you make. And that's about all you need. And if you plan on being homeless, do it in the tropics. Then it all makes sense. Love, learn, and grow. Peace to you. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, odd weather. Well, become fairly normal around here in the since the 90s, early 90s. But sometime in the early 90s, we probably had a 65-degree Christmas. As our pole slowly is moving away or moving us closer to the equator, however it all really works. I mean, we're fools if we think we know the actual cycles of the world. That's the part they left out of the Bible. A time for everything somehow we could learn to keep. Peace of spirit, absolutely. Those are the things you need to focus on, not on the weather. I mean, that song, Turning by the Byrds, is from the Bible. It's because there's a season for everything, and we could be in the season of the end, which is magically the beginning of another season. But if we were really at the end, you would expect a lot more beings to be enlightened. Because the end of the world is about waking up from the illusion. And I'll be very sad if there aren't guitars in the afterworld, but I'll get over it. People do love their lies. Well, it's a fine balance, because if we didn't lie to ourselves, we would all be more in solitude. And so there would be less participation in reality, and reality would indeed be a different place. But this Babylonian thing of civilization is like a fire, it needs to be fed. And that's why what we would call the elites are so desperate to hide the truth. And the truth is that none of this means anything. It just doesn't. Except for the beings, they mean something. You need to wake up people so they can live forever. If you die in this realm unconscious, you don't go any further. Your road stops. And that's why they say, spread the good word. And the good word is that there is life after death. But you can understand why an atheist is so excited to punish you with ignorance or things of that nature because they don't believe in life after death. They believe this is the life. You have to accomplish these things. Money and wealth and handing money down to family members, and in and of themselves, they are not evil. They're not questionable. But we've taken them too far. I've been homeless numerous times. They've been raised in a form of control. And so patience is not the virtue they're seeking. They seek to keep you ignorant and poor of spirit, sad, disarmed, feeling weak, incompetent. I had someone tell me a long time ago I was behaving sophomoric. Freedom is knowing you need nothing but your relationship with creation itself, God, what we call God. The all-present, always present creator. Beyond, let me describe the creator to you, because you can have a vision of the creator. The creator is indescribable. Chew on that for a minute. Invisible. Indestructible. But it is so beyond what we understand and know, because it creates understanding. It allows for that. It allows for an infinite amount of understanding. In any direction, the universe could have appeared in an infinite amount of ways. The universe is eternal. God is eternal. God is beyond eternity, they would say, because eternity is something that coincides with our static world of time, where things seem that they will end. God makes the idea of eternity. Burn! Nice to see it burn. And so God is beyond all those things. Could have changed the math to be like something else. Things could have been run by things that are neither numbers or letters. So what you have to ask the universe for, instead of money or health, is understanding, like a glimpse behind the illusion of time and eternity to what's really going on, because you might get a glimpse of that idea that God is beyond all of that. Like, this is just one little moment in time, and maybe in what we would consider eternity, there will be an infinite amount of existences. However, knowledge and understanding is why we're here. That's why we're here. And like I said, it's to wake other people up once you become aware of that, and then your hearts meet, right? Like the other thing that can happen in this reality. You touch soul to soul with the infinite. Everything else is duality in this world. cold, wet, dry, up, down, left, right, near, far. Hate, love, happy, sad, black and white, good and bad. Sound and deafness. You have to find power in letting go, and that's why they came up with the word surrender. And that's why it's a white flag. You were never in control. It was God who's in control the whole time. And the more you try to control something, grab onto it like in a dream, the more it will try to get away from you. Because you don't own anything. God owns everything. But a birthday candle in the wind. And by the way, very unhappy unbirthday to everyone. Well, we have white light, and then we break it up into the 7 colors, right? Otherwise, I mean, essentially, if everything were just the white light, which would be the metaphor for God, the reality is the breaking up of the spectrum. And the reason they use the pyramid is because 3 is the magic number, which in geometry is like depth, length and height or whatever, you know what I mean? It's how you get into 3 dimensions. But we have the Holy Trinity, the Mother, the Father, the Child. Or they would say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, which is the vehicle for understanding. And the temple that was destroyed, remember, was Jesus' body. We all are the temple of God. And that's why fasting and cleansing are a great way to repair the temple. But nobody gets out of here alive. The uncorruptible party is what's connected to the Holy Spirit. The human body is doomed to die, to age or whatever. That is the condition of life, but that's the beauty. Life is beautiful. The condition of existence where things are up and down, left and right, hot and cold, near and far, right or wrong. The body ages. You're born, and then you build understanding, and then you can pass understanding on and become a teacher. These are all the dualities that exist, that if they didn't exist, it would seem like there is indeed nothing. You need duality in this reality. But that doesn't mean all realities possess the idea of duality. But that's the idea of revelation for this reality, is the end time scenario of your purpose is to understand and to know. But once that's over, this type of reality wouldn't be necessary to exist in. Not in that way. But that is a joy of existence here. If you can find the joy in it, is to not know and then to know. To practice and then to have discipline and get better. but have that childlike joy in just the sound of a sound, the light of the light, the dark. Compassion, tears for otherness, not for your own sorrow. That's fine too, but when you cry for other people, that's a connection to God, to the infinite, to wisdom. It's a connection that can't be made accidentally. But it is built into reality, so it will happen to people. It usually happens on their deathbed. But then they've lived a life of regret by that time because they weren't good to people, they didn't nurture people, they didn't take care of people, they weren't a good steward. And you'll find the only type of thing that's going to save you from how terrible a world this place really seems is by freeing yourself from that responsibility of being able to change it. It's on a path to its own destruction. The whole thing seems upside down and topsy-turvy now. It's polluted, it's terrible, but these things are all transitory, illusion, which doesn't make you feel better about them happening. It's not to say you can't put your energy towards improving reality here, but on the cleaning or the whatever, but it's a thing to actually come into your own being and not be just a wreck. Because it seems like reality doesn't care for us at all. As sad as that sounds. If it wasn't for friends and family, things like government do not care. Remember, that's the word. Government comes from the Greek, gubermentis, mind control. Because they can't have you thinking on your own. They're afraid that this world will wake up and the dream will be over. And they like the possessions and the power over people. It's a sickness. They're sick. And that's why you have compassion for people and you have that extra understanding and you try to wait for them as long as possible to get it. But connection to the one of the whole universe is not something I can give or you can give. You can only kind of encourage people to keep searching and not give up hope and not take anger to people. You have to turn the other cheek. Nothing here is worth fighting for. Except for maybe this guitar. But you already need all of that. Why can't I teach you something new? Because there's nothing new under the sun. We've been going through this for generations and generations. And the pursuit of some things will just waste your life. The pursuit of ego, the pursuit of wealth, property, fame, fortune. If you were close to knowing the truth, you would probably feel nervous about those things, not greedy for them. Thought you all might like to see, we got a really giant Christmas tree. If ever was a good time to not support Christmas, it's this year. Because they're like $100 a piece for a 6-foot Christmas tree where I live. But that's not why we got a small one. I just don't have a place to put it. And I no longer have a little kid. And of course, less and less every year do I even want to be associated with such a German holiday, as it were. No, just paganistic is probably more appropriate, but you know, the original objects they used to hang on the Christmas trees were actually heads. The barbarians would do it. I won't say much for their decorating. But if you certainly look at all of the Christmas movies from the 40s and 30s and 50s, they're all about Germans. But like I say, it's not about the Germans. It's just they've carried this to America. The Christmas tree, the wreath, all of it. People go broke all year trying to get ready for Christmas. You're supposed to give of yourself, of your heart and your time. I mean, we have a shopping holiday called Black Friday. Aside from the general usage of that word in most of the cases black means kind of bad, right? Like not as far as the color of people, because well, in the old days they said that, but Black Friday. Filling up landfills with toys and presents and wrapping paper. Don't I sound like the Grinch? Yikes. Darkness is in ignorance, thank you. So it's just funny, all the words we associate. And then, of course, we know that the likelihood of Jesus being born this time of year was not very good. But we do know that they used to celebrate December 21st. Saturnalia would begin, and it was a free-for-all of sexual depravity and drunkenness for a few weeks. Because the pagans believe in the equinoxes and the solstices, so December 21st is going to be the shortest day of light, whereas September 21st is equal day and light. So the solstice is either short or long for light, and the equinoxes are equality. But most of the holidays that we really celebrate are pagan in origin. And they're fine or whatever. I'm talking about the stupidity of people giving all this energy to these things, even to the point where they spend money they don't have. But it's because people sleepwalk through reality. They can't keep it together because they're living for other people. They're living for other people's ideas. They don't know. I've known since at least I was 18. I pieced it together and I said, this is baloney. Christmas is baloney. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It's not about Jesus. And it wasn't just because I was broke. But to me, it's more about one day can't encapsulate what your behavior should be the whole year. So to me, it's a farce. Whether it's Valentine's Day or Thanksgiving. And then they just start making up all the same, Patrick's Day so they can get drunk and sell beer. And it was always slightly offensive to me that I just had to follow the dictates of a calendar that doesn't even matter. And they've already admitted that having 365 and a quarter days, that we truly don't understand the calendar, because it has to be changed and updated. And that over a couple hundred years, if we follow even that calendar, we end up in the wrong season. Because time isn't based on our understanding of numbers. I mean, a circle is 360 degrees, but that's our numbers and our math and our understanding. That has nothing to do with the earth itself. That's something that we've implied and put down onto the earth as a hopeful observation, let's say. We don't know what it really is. Although the interesting thing I once read is that the Bodhi tree, Bhodi, in India, has on its leaves the Sanskrit letters. Now that might give you some hope to think that the earth participated in the creation of that language. I'm not saying it did. I'm just saying that's But there's nothing about 360 degrees or 365 days in a year, or and what that's all meaningless when in the UK, I mean, we use inches and they use meters. I once tried to find the equivalent units for all of the world, and they don't really jive with each other. And so we can't really make an easy, factual statement about anything, really. Not using numbers and letters, which we created. Plus, like I said earlier, the nature of reality is so much far beyond that. It is what allows us understanding. It is beyond any way we have of understanding. But that's the free will. We get to choose how we express that little crack of light in the infinite blackness. And that is why they do the allegory of the cave in Plato, because it was a description of the dancing shadows or the illusions, which are not easy to capture. And so we have only ideas about what we're thinking and perceiving. It's like in music, there's an infinite amount of ways you can play. As long as you make a pattern and repeat it, the mind can perceive it. And that's how you make reality as well. Patterns arising from the infinite, in contrast to the unknowable. Well, anyway, I gotta go for the moment, and I will join anyone who's going to go over to the Waffle House. Besides, it sounds like my guitar is out of tune. Well, thank you everyone for joining me. It's been a blessed pleasure. Remember, go out. Well, not right now, but when you're out, lift people up and share the good word of eternal existence with everyone. Positivity, and raise the white flag of surrender, because there's no winning this war. All right, peace, everyone. Be blessed a million times, and forgive everyone always. Brian, checking out.